Most esteemed reader, after many eventful years, I have finally found the time to write down the incredible story of my only student. It begins on the day I found a small child on the banks of the big river. It was an unreal day, and the sky showed signs of great events to come. I reared the little boy as if he were my own son. Very soon, I became aware of his extraordinary talent for magic. Years passed by, and I taught the boy as well as I could. But I could never really satisfy his hunger for knowledge about everything to do with magic. So, the day to say goodbye inevitably came, because I knew that the boy was drawn to the mysteries of magic. He was bound for the legendary Academy of Avencast, shrouded in ancient myths. Built above mysterious caves with crystals which rumors tell are filled with souls from ancient times. The secrets of this Academy for Magic Instruction are watched over by the High Council of the Archmages, which guides the fate of the Citadel with watchful eyes. And so my protege entered this world of marvels and magic. In the classrooms of Avencast's Academy, the young adepts are learning about the mysteries of magic. Our young hero is paying very close attention to the words of Exivarius, the alchemy instructor.
And will our slumbering young friend surely be able to repeat what one usually makes from red sulfur and silver moon dust? You don't know. That I can believe. It cannot go on like this. Alchemy requires concentration. How are the other adepts supposed to learn to make complicated potions if I have to repeat the most basic things 3 times? You will go to your mentor Malveren now and talk to him about the best way forward with your education. I don't think you should be here with the attitude you have now in any event. Your strengths really appear to lie elsewhere.
So, what is it that brings you to me at this hour of the day? Are you not supposed to be having lessons in alchemy right now? You fell asleep. I marked that you have talent, young friend, but you fail to take things sufficiently seriously. Even if you are bored by the alchemy lectures, you should listen attentively, so as to be truly a master of what you learned here later on. But Exivarius is probably correct in saying that there's no point in forcing you to pay attention. And by now you have already learned quite a lot about theory. Let's look ahead. Probably it's just about time to put more emphasis on your practical education. You should also already be thinking about preparing for the big examination. Therefore, I will send you to 3 masters. Each of them will have a task for you by which you have to prove yourself. In return, each will place his seal on a petition for your admission to the final Avencast examination. We will speak again once you have obtained all 3 seals. First, I will send you to Horatio. In his arena, you will face your first opponents, and you will practice the various martial arts. He will also explain where you can find the other 2 masters. When you have Horatio's seal, you also have to report to Masters Archibald and Della Gastera. Archibald will put your knowledge of crystals to the test, and Della Gastera will assign you a task concerning the history of Avencast. Whether you go and contact Archibald first, or Della Gastera is your choice. Go now and take your parchment with you, and this map of the Academy as well, for good measure. Do not disappoint me again.
Greetings. You must be here to prepare yourself for your final examination. I will be introducing you to the high art of combat in my arena. Do you think you are prepared for real combat already? Or should I show you the basics first? I had thought this may be a little too much for you. Well then, proceed straight into the arena. Let's see how you hold up in combat practice. We shall begin with a simple blows training for close combat. I am going to make a hovering dummy appear. Try to hit it with your staff as often as you can until it is destroyed. That looks quite good already. Let's try your skills at ranged combat now. It's a bit of a challenge to keep focused on moving targets. I am going to make a number of targets appear. Try to hit them all. Very good. In conclusion, you should practice some dodging in combat. That is one of the most important lessons. I am going to make an obelisk appear at the center of the arena. Try to hit it from the perimeter of the arena while not getting hit by its projectiles. Aside from normal dodging to the right and left, forwards and backwards, also try to jump and roll as well. Good. I think that you are ready for some real combat now. You have to win 4 fights, after which I shall give you my seal. But should you want to repeat the practice rounds once more, you are certainly welcome to do so. Don't worry, nothing will happen to you. That is, aside from maybe making a bad impression. But nobody was born a perfect fighter. I am going to summon creatures which you will fight against. When I see that you are not up to it, I will interrupt the fight. It is better to repeat such a fight than having to live with a bad result. Well, let's get started then. You should know that you must win the first 2 consecutive fights. You will, of course, have to face a more difficult situation in every following round. You can face the 3rd and 4th fights later, if it gets to be too much for you. Have you understood the principles? Congratulations on passing the first round. Get ready for your next opponent. I was sure that you would not disappoint me. That already looks quite promising. You seem to be holding up well. Prepare yourself for your next opponent. You have talent. You shall get my seal, for you have earned it. But I would really like to see how you hold up against even stronger opponents. It would also be good practice for you. Would you like to give it a try? All right. Maybe you will feel like coming round later. You will find Archibald in the Crystal Workshop in the southwest wing. Della Gustera holds class in the room west of the Alchemy Lecture Hall.
Greetings, young apprentice. I don't think I've met you yet. I wasn't really expecting a new apprentice. What do you want here? Ah, yes, Malverin. The final examination is taking place soon. Well, crystallography. It's just that I'm currently quite busy with my work, you know. And then there are also these trees. So, are you here for a stamp? Well, that could be arranged, I suppose. I would actually have a good task for you there. The matter is that there are two so-called luau trees in the garden of our academy. They were a gift from Uan, which, as it turns out, is somewhat complicated. It is actually the case that the two trees, a red tree and a blue one, don't like each other. They use their branches to keep fighting each other during certain seasons. They currently are in a phase like that again, which of course is extremely bothersome. The only thing you can do is to give them this special fertilizer that will calm them down again. But this fertilizer is made by Callios. As you can surely imagine, I am quite busy, but I would appreciate it very much if you could visit Callios in order to fetch the fertilizer. Apply it to the trees and deal with the remaining branches that are still thrashing about on the ground. You would get my seal for doing that. The garden would be peaceful once again, and we could still chat a little about crystals afterwards. Callios works in the laboratory tower. You have to walk southeast from the court with the great statue. The trees are in the garden. You can't miss them. One of them is red, while the other is blue. And as I have told you already before, they fight each other with their branches.
A visitor? That's fortuitous, as I happen to need some help with my next experiment. Why don't you go and get the ice spray spell from the storage room next door, and then give me some help in extinguishing the fire dwarfs, if things should go wrong. I'll give you the key to the room to take with you. We can talk about that when you have helped me here. No help, no fertilizer. Very simple. Didn't I tell you to get the ice spray spell? Hurry! Hurry! There is a fire! Get rid of those dwarves before they ruin my whole laboratory! I give you my thanks. Without your help, it would have taken far too long. So, the trees are causing trouble again, right? Of course I can give you the fertilizer straight away. I'm just about to try to make a fire crystal. That would be a great way to collect energy. Like constructing a staff that recharges its fire energy by itself. But I'm simply not having any success at all.
Did you know that the Academy just exists because of the crystal caves? I once read that the crystals bring you closer.
Hello? I have...
Young...
I'm glad to see you back. Have you been successful in calming down our capricious trees? And have you really got rid of all of those branches? Splendid. That saves me a lot of valuable time. And so you shall, of course, get my seal. I have to admit that task had little to do with crystals, but sometimes you have to prove to be willing to take on other tasks as well. Capital. And there is even some time left for a crystallography lesson, if you like.
Who does he think he is to barge into my lesson like that? I certainly hope he's got a good explanation for it. So, he's preparing himself for his final examination and hence feels very full of himself, does he? Then I can scarcely wait to see how our promising young adept holds his own in practice. He will examine whether the eternal peace of the souls in the crypt of Avencast is being disturbed, and if there should be any restless skeletons, he shall ward them off, and he shall return only when complete tranquility reigns there once again. I shall otherwise have to put a damper on his oh-so-important calling. Has he understood? My, he does not know. Not that that would surprise me much. The entrance to the crypt is in the garden. It is actually quite simple. He takes the key and sees to it that peace is restored in the crypt, whereupon he returns to me. And I do not think I really have to explain to him that there are some very dangerous areas in there, do I?
Have you ever competed with Swiftlina at shooting? She is really good. It is just incredible how fast she is. Seems I'll still have to train a lot more for that.
Who is coming down here to the crypt? An adept. Remarkable. I am Easteros. Once I was a powerful fire mage, but that was long ago. I'm really getting weary of my existence as a ghost in this crypt. Skeletons and ghosts fighting everywhere. It is good that you came to restore peace, but it should be final. And to accomplish that, you would have to stop Tertius once and for all. He is trying to seize power again, with all the means at his disposal. Oh, far too long. Listen, if you promise to get rid of this troublemaker once and for all, I will disclose for you my secret hiding place. Go to the main western chamber, and from there all the way south. There is a wall there, but if you try to pass through it, you will enter my secret refuge. You will find a powerful potion for protection against fire there. It will help you to pass through the great wall of flames in front of my burial chamber. There you will find some of my most prized possessions, which may help you carry out your task.